Hello students, today we are going to start with the third chapter, that is differentiation of maths part 1. This is the first video on this chapter, and in this video lecture we are going to revise some basic concepts of differentiation. So let us see first what is differentiation. Now see students, suppose you have a variable say y which is a function of say x. That means y is expressed in terms of x. Like suppose if you have say equal to, suppose y is equal to say x square plus 2x plus 5. Now here y is expressed in terms of x. So if the value of x changes, the value of y also will change. Correct? That means y is changing with respect to x. So the rate of change of value in one variable at a point with respect to some other variable is called as the derivative. Getting? The rate of change of value in one function with respect to the another variable at a point is called as the derivative. Now in the lower classes you have studied the quantities like velocity, then acceleration, isn't it? Acceleration. What is velocity? Velocity is the rate of change of displacement. So this is change of displacement upon time, isn't it? Displacement upon time. So how we write? d of dt. This is your velocity. What is acceleration? Acceleration is rate of change of velocity with respect to time. That means we write this as dv by dt. So these are all nothing but the derivatives of the functions. Getting? So the derivative of the function, as I said, is the rate of change of a function with respect to a variable. And the process of finding the derivative is called as differentiation. Very simple. The process of finding the derivative of a function is called as the differentiation. See the rules of differentiation. Now suppose y is a function of two variables, say u and v, expressed as y is equal to u plus v. Now how do we denote the derivative? It is the derivative of y with respect to x can be written as dy by dx, or you can write it as f dash of x also. Getting? So if y is equal to u plus v, then dy by dx, that is derivative of y with respect to x, is equal to du by dx plus dv by dx. If y is equal to the difference between the two functions, then dy by dx is equal to du by dx minus dv by dx. That means the derivative of y will be equal to the difference between the derivative of two functions. Now the third one, if y is say expressed as the product of two functions. Now the formula is little different, the rule is different. Here dy by dx will be equal to u into, that is the first function, into the derivative of second function plus second function into derivative of the first function. dy by dx is equal to u into dv by dx plus v into du by dx. And then the fourth one, suppose y is u upon v. Then in this case, the derivative of y will be equal to v into du by dx minus u into dv by dx upon v square. This is the formula for the for dy by dx if y is equal to u by v. Now this is called as the product rule. First, third one, this is called as product rule and this is called as quotient rule. Quotient rule. Understood? Now we'll see the formulas of derivatives of some standard functions. Let's see the derivatives of some standard functions. First one, we'll find d dx of x raised to n. This is very important formula in the field of derivatives. d dx of x raised to n is written as n into x raised to n minus 1. Getting? For example, suppose you want to find d dx of say x cube. Then now here n is equal to 3. So 3 into x square, 3 minus 1, that is 2. So 3x square will be the derivative of x cube. Isn't it? Now using these formulas, we have some more derivatives of some more standard functions. X raised to n. Suppose I want to find the derivative of x. Now in this case, the n is equal to 1. So you get the derivative as 1 because 1 minus 1 0 and x raised to 0 will be 1. So derivative of x is equal to 1. Then let us find derivative of 1 upon x. Derivative of 1 upon x. Now 1 upon x is x raised to minus 1. So you get here minus 1 upon x square. See, minus 1 minus 1 minus 1 will be minus 2. So x raised to minus 2 is nothing but 1 upon x square. So derivative of 1 upon x is minus 1 upon x square. Then fourth formula, derivative of, we have found the derivative of x. What will be the derivative of kx? Derivative of kx will be, now derivative of x we know it is 1. So if it is k into x, then the derivative will be equal to k. Suppose we want to find the derivative of 10x, then the derivative will be just 10. Because 10 into this formula you have to substitute. That is 10 into 1, so 10. So that is k. Then we have d dx of root x. What will be the derivative of root x? Root x means x raised to half. So you get this is equal to 1 upon 2 into x raised to 1 by 2 minus 1, that is minus 1. So you get 2 root x, 1 upon 2 root x. Then sixth one is derivative of log x. Derivative of log x is 1 upon x. Then next one, derivative of a raised to x. Derivative of a raised to x is a raised to x into log a. Getting? See, over here it is x raised to n. N is a natural number. The x was in the base. Now over here it is derivative of a raised to x. A is any constant number. It is a natural number. X is a variable. So just the change of places. So derivative of x raised to n is n into x raised to n minus 1. And derivative of a raised to x is a raised to x into log a. The next one is d dx of e raised to x. What is e? E is an irrational number which is equal to 2.7828. So again this is a constant. So as same applying this formula you will get e raised to x into log e. Log e is 1. We know that. So the derivative of e raised to x is e raised to x. And the last one, what will be the derivative of a constant number? Suppose we have only number k. See like this. Over here we have derivative of k into x is k. And derivative of only x is 1. But what about derivative of only k? That is a constant number. This will be equal to 0. Why it will be equal to 0? Because k is nothing but, you can write k as kx raised to 0, isn't it? X raised to 0 is 1. So k can be written as k into x raised to 0. And x raised to 0, again applying this formula, the first one. 0 into x raised to 0 minus 1. Isn't it? So 0 into any number is 0. We know that. So the derivative of k comes to equal to 0. So this completes your derivatives of some standard functions. Now what do you mean by standard functions? Over here y was the function of x alone. Isn't it? That's why this is called as the standard function. Sometimes you have y which is a function of two functions, two different functions. That means y will be a function of u will be a function of x. Such functions are called as composite functions. So now we'll see how we can find a derivative of the composite function. Okay students, as I said, let's start with the derivative of a composite function. Now as I said, what is a composite function? Suppose y is a function of a differentiable function, say u, and u is a differentiable function of, say, x. Getting? Y is equal to f of u and u is equal to g of x, where f and g denotes the some function. Understood? G of x, f of x, h of x, these are different names just given to the functions. It's one and the same. So y is a function of u and u is a function of x. Then such function is called as a composite function. Then dy by dx is equal to, what you will do? You will differentiate y with respect to u. Because in the previous case, when y was a function of x, we were differentiating it with respect to x. Now y is a function of u. So we will differentiate it with respect to u, and so we will write it as dy by du. Getting? Now into u is a function of x. So differentiating u with respect to x, that is written as du upon dx. So when y is a differentiable function of u and u is a differentiable function of x, then dy by dx is equal to dy by du into du by dx. What is dy by du? It is a derivative of y with respect to u, and du by dx is derivative of u with respect to x. So we get dy by dx is equal to dy by du into du by dx. This is called as the chain rule. This is called as chain rule. So derivative of a composite function y is equal to dy by dx is equal to dy by du into du by dx, where y is a differentiable function of u and u is a differentiable function of x. So with this we have finished just the basics of differentiation. In the next video lecture we will be starting with the exercise 3.1. See student, this lesson is very important because all your next lessons are based on this third lesson. So from the beginning itself, pay attention, be thorough with all the formulas, and then you can understand the further lessons also. So let's meet in the next video. Goodbye.